What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew are back at it again. Meteorian Core episode 41 is here.
Or is it?
Pain. What is this place?
Where are we?
What are these four walls? I have no memory of this place.
Oh, it has been a long time to get here. I do not remember the last week that we played, but it feels long, long ago.
Yeah, it was a sad one. I'm trying to forget it.
Get ready to relive the nightmare. Because it's not over. You too can find your way into a new character sheet after tonight.
For the price of extreme emotional damage.
Yay.
We have
You
a
too may retire your sheet.
few huge announcements on our side. We're gonna let the folks run theirs first because I got a long list. So if anybody's got an announcement they want to let the community know about, now's the time to let her go.
D20 Deathmatch, Saturday, 9, not Saturday, what the fuck am I doing? I haven't done this in a while. Sunday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, special episode this week. We got Johnny Stanton versus Dave Walters, so it's gonna be a good one.
This is a celebrity death match, baby.
Yep.
I love it. Bragging rights for real. Anyone else?
Made it.
I have a cat here this week.
Oh, kitty.
This is our Toff familiar.
Anyone else?
I did the thing on the YouTubes and I hit 1 million subscribers. So thank
Yeah, let's go.
Clappers in the chat.
you. Which is weird.
And how does Bungie pay you? Shutting down the game this year.
Well, I mean, it's
That deserves a dinosaur yelp.
I mean, in all fairness, they put me on the content creator servers. The RNG's better there. It's fine. I'm now in.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
I'm now in the Diamond Premium tier with Datto. You know, it's only us that get the bullshit loot now. It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah.
It's bullshit loot.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody who's jumped on and had fun with things. And if you're in the realm of Destiny stuff and looking forward to things coming around the corner, yeah, lots of stuff is going to be coming thick and fast. And hopefully I get over COVID before all of that nonsense begins. So yeah, it's going to be great.
That's the sentence you decided to
Yep.
say?
I wasn't going to say anything,
That was
Sam.
your choice of words?
No, Sam,
It
stop.
wouldn't be this show. If
Get
it
ready
wasn't
for this
at least one
content.
innuendo.
Thick and fast.
You know
Coming
what?
thick and fast.
Wendy's
Breaking
thick and fast.
Cool.
Fast and thick.
Good shit.
Bush's baked beans.
Better than
Thick
slow
and
and thin, I guess.
fast.
You know, it's only weird if you make it weird. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Becca, I miss you. Come back.
Baby, come back.
You brought this up, Sam. The calls are coming from inside the house. It was you.
What? This is a Wendy's.
I love that it took all of fucking under 30 seconds for someone in chat to say Dark Avian Secrets. Oh my god. Truly an episode of Meteorian Core.
We're back. So, great news for out in the community. We're actually here. And the only reason that we're here and live and inside of a VTT is because of Feisty Viking. So I want everyone to wish him a wonderful week while he's pulled double duty of working at his job and guiding my ass through setting up our own server out there on AWS. Because as you all know, the Forge is down again and has been down multiple times, unfortunately. So we wish them the best, but we have moved on to our own solution. And I now have the richest rich setup of all online D&D of all time. So we got 5 instances for 5 separate games that are out there. It's awesome. We got our content delivery network set up so our folks over in the UK like Byf can have a better experience and actually load things.
Praise.
Look at us.
Look
at us.
Music snappier, everything is snappier right now. So we're enjoying the boon of it, and that's all because of Feisty, because if it weren't for him, we would not be getting to play right now, and we would have to put off another week. So, for those who have experienced it, Stream Loot's cards. Let's see here. The bot's not up yet, so now I got to refund everything that just came in.
He took away so many cards and tore them up.
No, I do have the bot up. I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy.
You're God gamer.
So, if you guys look below, inside of the About Me section are the new modifiers for Stream Loots. And it's all auto-calculated. So all you have to do is at the user that you want to send the card. So at their Twitch name, if you succeed, our bot will whisper them the Stream Loots code that they get. I also have a massive master log that gets written for everyone that does succeed. And the bot also now tells you whether you succeed or whether you fail. All the wonderful information is there.
Speaking of which, as proof the system works, I just got gifted a D6 inspiration by Drake. There you go.
Da, 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 da.
Wow, I would like a D6 inspiration as well.
Sounds delectable.
Also, if you hit,
also like one?
Sure would.
if you guys hit a nat 20, you don't have to do anything else. When that nat 20 hits, and it's acknowledged, I put an extra card in the party hand. Anyone inside the party can then draw and use from that hand as they need. So you don't even have to worry, mods, about getting and finding out who they want to send the other card to. It'll automatically go into the party hand for everyone to use. And we got those all set up so they have their cards inside the system. So now when we play cards, you guys will actually see us play the cards. Look at that. Bada bing. You guys see it. RoBear
So
just
cool.
played luck. How about that shit? Awesome.
Good stuff.
We have worked on a few things since we were live.
You should
Awesome.
tell them the other big part.
The other big part, Stream Loot's goals. You see them over on the side. Well, now they mean even more, because the Stream Loot's goals are literally going to pay every member of the cast. Da-da-da. So Stream Loots are a direct support to everybody on the show, and that goes for each individual show. If it is a commission show, it goes to an art budget for them. The same goes for everyone else. We try to get a stipend for everybody within the group, and once they hit a certain amount, then it goes into an art budget. So we want to try to get more folks on the shows to get paid, and we want to help get more artwork for them done as well. So please support them. Do Stream Loots. We get 90 cents on the dollar there. It's a great deal for us, and we know you guys have fun playing them, and they need the boons.
Yeah, and you get that sweet bonus.
Yeah. And the bonus is auto-calculated as well. Each tier that you go up, you won't have to worry about adding to your rolls. I just put it in the formula. It's a beautiful thing.
Krabby Patty secret formula. That's what you do.
I just gotta whisper.
And it feels great to be back.
Yeah.
You guys, I miss D&D.
It has been too long.
I'm tired of setting up games for them only to crash and fail for 2 months.
The only thing that'll crash and fail today is our team. But we'll do it together.
We can do it together. No, I trust in Reggie's new art. I trust in Reggie's new art.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, you got Reggie's new art.
Yes. So
How do you, in the TPKs I've done IRL, we usually have like a ritual burning of the character sheets. How do we do that digitally?
we're not talking about that. We're not engaging that until that's a fact, Jack.
Fair.
Because today we're manifesting a bunch of nat 20s.
Yeah.
We deserve that.
Whole new server, whole new dice. Ooh.
Yeah, they are new dice.
That's right.
Behold.
All right.
Get those nat ones.
Everyone, thanks for coming along for the ride. We will have the first episode of Marrowstrand, the new campaign inside of the homebrew world of Faltura, this Tuesday. So come by and enjoy. We'll actually have a semblance of a schedule of D&D. Work has already begun on the next new show, so sit back and wait. Character art soon for Marrowstrand and beyond. But picking up where we left off so long ago, after an unfortunate fiasco involving Carnival Wheel and Toff, what turned from a superhero move into disaster, jumping headfirst into this taffy machine laced with symbiote, trying to get ahead of the game and stop more Alkans from being infected. Unfortunately, with a critical fail, Toff was lost in the sauce. Renwick bravely dove in, trying to find Toff's body. As battle ensued on the outside, symbiote goblins appearing, and eventually a young version of Mitros himself, our heroes were a little too late. As Toff's brave little body expired in front of the rest of the party in a failed revivify ritual in the hands of Biddy and the rest of the party, we pick up there. Biddy, it is at the last part of your turn. Toff is still in your arms. We are in combat at the very end of the first round. What would you like to do?
Biddy, ignoring all of the dangers and the beings around her, still holding this cold and naked and burnt body of Toff, grips him closer to her as she leans her forehead down and connects hers with his, and her vision begins to darken as her mind's eye brings back warmth. And with that, I can use my new card too. Haha.
Yay.
Let's go.
All right. So drifting back to warmth, rays of soft light peeking through a large oaken tree, and from the sun above, birds are singing, a breeze gently brushing through, helping to carry their flight in the wind. The feeling of waxy blades of grass crunch underneath her head as she folds her arms behind the back of her head and lays back, closing her eyes, crossing her legs, shaking a foot up and down. Biddy? She hears a familiar voice, sweet, almost like maple, linger for a moment before she answers back with her eyes still closed as she feels another soft breeze pan through. Yes, Betty. Would you ever leave Haldashire? You know, maybe just to see what more is out there in the world? And as Betty asked this, Biddy lay there, and she just let the question linger for a moment, a leaf gently finding its way onto her cheek, and as she brushes it up and pushes herself up from the grass beneath her, I'm not sure. I don't know what or who is out there that I can't just find happiness in here. And besides, Biddy, her face falling, I can protect you here, she says as she glances up now at her twin sister, who's sitting facing away from her. Betty, in contrast to Biddy's shoulder-length locks, has light brown, long, wavy hair that is a bit unkempt at the moment, wearing a pair of patchwork brown overalls cuffed at the knee. She has dirt patches and scratches and bruises all over her, and Biddy sees a soft smile on her face. As Betty turns to face Biddy, I would have had all those hogs in my hands if you had just given me a moment longer. Betty just laughing, and Biddy not really taking that as much joy. And Betty looks at her sister. Maybe all I need to do. She looks away and just looking up toward the sky, and maybe I should travel a bit. Learn something new that we can't learn here. And Biddy, not being somebody who wants to go out and explore, I don't know what you want to find out there that you just can't have in here already. Betty's sitting there and staring at her sister now. One of the best things that you can do is learn courage. And then, with courage, you can also learn to protect me more if you wanted. So, Biddy, will you be brave? Betty reaching her hand out to Biddy, just looking at her with the kindest of smile, the warmth that Biddy feels whenever she remembers this time of her sister. Oh, all right. And she grabs her sister's forearm, also with just scratches and dirt from the hogs that they were wrestling. And feeling that familiar warmth from her sister, it turns ice cold. And with no concept of time or if any time has passed at all, Biddy's vision pulls back into this reality, remembering this cold hand is now that of another one that she loved. And still pressing her forehead against Toff's, she takes in a deep breath and blows out some warmth from hers. I will protect everyone for you. And she starts to lower Toff's head from hers and cradling it gently as if Toff could still feel this, lays him down on the ground, stands up, gripping her love's embrace and standing as tall as this average-sized gnome could. She takes a breath, and it's as if flames pierce in her eyes as she turns to Mitros, grasping at her love's embrace. Staring at him, you hear a deep, growling tone come out of Biddy that you've never heard before. I've not yet even begun to fight, as she uses action surge, swinging with all of her might at Mitros next to her, young Mitros.
First roll on the new server. Let's go.
Please be good to me. Come on, click it. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh, it's a good one.
35 will hit.
18 slashing, and then that 4 extra damage. I believe I'm
Just
using
fire damage right now.
Yeah. And she makes that swing, connecting with Mitros. Whatever gunk is on his skin, probably barely chipping away just a little bit, and laying next to her feet as she lifts her blade once more to swing again. It is a 28 to hit.
Go ahead and drop your dragon aura, or aura of the dragon, since you're 10 feet from Reginald.
How do I drop that on here?
It is in your attacks or the dragon. You just click it and it rolls a d6 for you.
And my attacks.
So there's your, yeah, there you go.
Woo! A 4.
4 force damage.
All right.
28 will hit.
Damage. It's 22 slashing, 4 fire. Do I roll the aura every time?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Cute. Ooh, a 6.
Full. Let's go. Another 6 points of force damage.
Hell yeah.
Connecting that second time, she brings it back, and this time you just hear her belt a scream of anger and pain and agony and everything that she's feeling that's been built up from everything that just unfolded before her and the memories that she was having. She swings one last time with a 33.
33 will hit.
20 slashing, 5 fire, and then an extra 6 from her Aura the Dragon. And pulling that blade back one last time, and just taking breaths, trying to gather herself and her thoughts. That would end her turn.
Let the rage flow through you. There's nothing you can do to bring your friend back.
Yes, I
Watch
know.
and wait and lie as you attempt to bring the rest of your party back as they too die in your eyes.
Symbiote Goblin to the north. Will attack you, Nelson, first. Shadow sword extends from their dark symbiote hand and forms, and you can see the ichor flow through the blades. It drips down and reincorporates into their body.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Wrong 20s. Those are actually
Welcome back, everyone.
right where we left off.
What the whoa, whoa.
Wait, don't I get to roll a save here?
Yes,
I
you
got a
do get to
button.
roll a save.
Hey,
There you go. Fucking hell.
You are not under the poison condition.
Oh.
Resistant to necrotic you will take half of 28 points of necrotic damage.
14. Got it.
Looks like it's doubled up on necrotic here. First one should be piercing, and then that one's necrotic. Only put 14 points back on you.
Oh,
So the 28 is piercing, the top line. That will fully apply. The second line is the necrotic. That is 29. So you take 15 points.
plus the 28.
Actually, I forgot. We're rounding down because the system rounds down now. So you only take 14.
Plus the 28, right?
Yep. And then poison damage. Are you resistant to
42.
poison?
42, I believe I am. Where is that in this sheet?
Resistances are on the right.
attributes.
Just necrotic. So you will take 25 points of poison damage.
It looks like you're doing it. Or someone is.
Yes, I'm taking care of the damage.
Thank you.
And as that goblin stabs forward, it drops down to the ground in a pool and tries to absorb back into the taffy machine. I need a perception check from you.
Oh, no. 11.
We have performed.
None of those are perception.
None of those are perception.
I'm sorry. I'm
One
back
more,
in
one
the
more.
for the first time. I just was talking about how I need LASIK.
Back to you.
I was just talking about getting LASIK, I swear.
I mean, the first one was a 20.
Give him that 20.
Got it.
Come on.
Perception.
They are gone from your vision.
Cool.
Nelson, after taking a major blow, it is your turn.
Man, I think... Okay, I'm not going to say that. I was not prone. Man, this changes everything I was planning on doing. Let's see here.
Now, you do get to re-roll perception on your turn again for free.
Cool. We'll definitely do that. It's only a 10 though, not good. Let's see here. I don't have a way to... Well, he's gone. I can actually, this might be good for me. I will...
They are gone from your vision.
Right, so...
They have reincorporated into the taffy.
Gotcha, so I don't know if they'll opportunity attack if I move. Or do I? I guess I don't.
Yeah, you don't know.
Nelson's very distraught and obviously shocked by the blow that he just took. As he tries to stagger away from the combat to try and get some range between him and his enemies. I'm actually going to use a card here.
Oh.
I want to use my... Not that one. Not that one. Where'd extra attack go? I want to use extra attack first because it's a melee.
All right, to refresh everyone, extra attack, they're able to take one extra strike on their turn. It's not an action surge. It's just like getting one extra swipes.
What does it look like? But I can swing my staff, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's right up front. Okay, cool. So there. How do I play them now?
Remember, you can always click the top left-hand corner of stack window, and that will enlarge your cards for you and make it a little bit easier for you to see.
There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, so I'm casting that just so that I can take a whack at we're just, he's just kind of like lashing out. This is a very panicked kind of like throw out there with the staff at the taffy machine.
Ooh.
27 hits. All right, the creature has not moved, so you will hit Symbiote Goblin.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
That will pop it out of invisibility.
Nice.
7 points of bludgeoning damage, which all apply on the Goblino. As the lightning sizzles from your staff, it will take all 12 points of the lightning as well.
And then as he stumbles away, he kind of reactionally, notices on the side of the taffy machine where the skull of Toff's mother fell and Pop's animate dead.
Oh shit, it's happening again.
At level 5.
All right, animate dead coming in. Stream Loot's cards getting a bonus already. You guys have hit the first goal.
Oh my god.
Give me
That's a hell of
just a
way to
second.
start us off, Glam. Oh shit.
You guys are playing so many cards, you crashed Notepad.
Notepad?
Oh, poor baby thing.
Like the most simple of programs.
Aw, little notepad.
He's trying his
Little
best.
tiny baby. Oh goodness.
This is hilarious. Okay.
Wait, are they populating into like a text file or something?
Yeah, it's hitting the text file so hard. I
It's probably
can't.
having to display it, like draw it to you, that it's causing it to crash. If you close it,
All right, so we already had a static 1 on there. I forgot to take it off from Marrowstrand, so we're gonna go ahead and bump you guys to a 2. How about that?
love it.
Bam, save. Let's
Are
go.
those automatically going into our rolls then?
Yes,
Oh, that's sweet.
it's pretty sick.
Yeah, very cool.
Feisty, you called it. You knew I would forget. in my credit, I did try breaking stuff the last time I was sitting here streaming D&D, so. All right, animate dead at the 5th level. How many of these bad boys are we creating?
How many pop up at higher levels? Using a 4th or higher, you animate or research control over two additional undead creatures. So I should have 3 puppies.
All
There'll
right,
be skellies as well.
they're gonna do all skellies. Now I'm gonna remind you because I coded these all today. They have your extra stats in them. So Nelson zombies have 37 hit points. Nelson skeletons have 26 hit points. They all have an extra +5 to hit and damage because of you being a necromancer. Skeletons have short swords and short bows.
Cool.
Zombies just have their fists and the undying fortitude, to where you have to burn them down. They keep getting up doing the con saves.
I kind of want the skellies to form a line, like in this kind of like, how do I show you? Like in this region over here, and just fire a volley of arrows into the symbiote goblin.
Okay, so we're talking 5 skeletons.
I think it's only 3.
Will you cast it? They said 2 additional, right?
Oh, it's 3 base. You're right. So yes, 5.
Yeah, you got necro things, my friend.
A volley of arrows will rain down upon them. We will blot out the sun.
Now, Nelson, you should have complete control of these skeletons. Are they in the spot that you want them?
They look. Well, what's the range of their bow?
Short bow can hit anything here.
Sick. Yeah, they're perfect then.
Yeah, they got 80-foot range on those short bows.
And they're kind of like, this. They're acting on a reaction from Nelson, trying to protect himself from this thing that just beat the daylights out of him. So, yeah, they're all just gonna.
Okay, so I'm gonna do these in group rolls. All right, I'm gonna do 2 skellies, and then 1.
Sounds great.
All
I
right,
think you're ready for this, Skelly.
here we go. Skeleton firing at the Goblino.
Too bonalicious for them.
Indeed.
17 is the AC. These first 2 hit.
Let's go.
24 points of piercing damage.
Hell
Where's
yeah.
my double damage button? Is it all the way over on the side? Let's go!
These are my Skelgalosses.
He just keeps spitting stuff.
Second volley of arrows from your necrotic army. 20. That will hit. I'm so happy for you. You haven't got to unleash your necrotic build in all of its glory until now, and I'm here for it.
Well, there wasn't anything to rest room for.
Toff's helmet provides.
Yeah.
All right. Damage coming in. Oh, let's go. Another 24 points of damage.
Let's go. And then the best one for last. Right, everybody?
Yeah.
12. Yeah!
You were so excited.
We tried.
I hit it, guys.
Any more movement?
No, that's gonna do it. I don't think he can swing on me, right? And I am so, Can we have Thomas fly, try and do some like blinding action here? Like maybe do a buzz by?
Not really his forte as a familiar.
Damn it. Okay. Then screw it. We're gonna try and back up.
Oh, extending out, and that small shadowy sword will take its reaction to take a swipe at you.
I mean, if I didn't, he was gonna do it anyway. No, damn, wait. Oh, I thought it was a really low save. Ooh, no. I can throw flavor on that. Right? We can throw flavor on that. I'm gonna roll a d10.
On the save, yeah. On the throw goblin save.
No. Missed it.
Oh, the rerolls, of course.
14 piercing damage.
Nine.
Six points of necrotic damage. And the poison as you fall unconscious. And as you drop to the ground, so does your skeletal army.
What's a bone noise? I don't have one. Damn.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Waterfall of bones.
Let me open Minecraft real quick.
Bone flush.
Nelson is unconscious. And Thomas disappears. As your DM, you are all in grave danger. Grave danger. Symbiote Goblin to the west. Goes for a shadow sword strike on Renwick.
That'll do it. I'm gonna use an inspo. If I can figure out how to do that. I was 19 on that save.
19 will save. DC is 15. You too are resistant to necrotic, correct?
I am resistant to necrotic and currently immune to poison.
All right. 7 points. 17 full on the piercing. Do you have any kind of resistance to it at the moment?
I've got my Tasha's Otherworldly Guise. I don't think that gives me resistance to piercing because it's not like tensors. No, just poison. Yeah, because it raises my AC. Yeah, so not resistance to
All right.
physical damage.
They too will melt into the ground.
Oh, did I?
Perception check, Biddy. Perception check, Renwick.
$16. No.
As it slides down and incorporates with the symbiote that is pouring from the taffy machine. Renwick, it is your turn.
Well, not seeing that. Renwick still in this form with his wings and eyes glowing yellow is just going to he's going to kneel down next to Toff for a minute and just Toff, my boy, I'm sorry I wasn't faster. It seems that death is not content to take one son from me, but now a second. As he stands up and his eyes just go blood red and he's going to move imperceptibly fast as he appears behind Reggie.
Milady.
And his mouth is going to open super wide as he's going to bite Reggie on the shoulder. Sorry about this.
Not a vampire.
Definitely not a vampire.
Just
Okay.
hungry.
For 6 damage. It's piercing. 6 piercing damage as he bites Reggie, tearing a chunk out as the blood begins to flow. He's going to bonus action summon my Hound of Ill Omen from that blood, and then I'm going to add that 6 onto the damage from this Eldritch Blast I'm about to do.
What the fuck? That's a really fucked up turn order, but I love it.
So 27, 28, 22 should all hit. Okay, 7 points of damage on the first, 2 on the second.
What are you doing?
So sorry, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so that's not very hot. It's 3, 2, 7, so 12 points of damage total. I don't have any bonus to
12 points of damage to
young Mitros.
and that's force damage.
Force damage, yeah.
All right, that all applies.
Dang, those were low rolls.
How much damage did you do to Reggie?
Just 6 piercing.
6 piercing, so 3 damage.
And then I summon my Hound of Ill Omen with the blood that falls from his body. I don't know where to control that.
I
But-
forgot about your hound.
That's
I forgot about
I
Dre.
got it I got it here on D&D Beyond. Let's see. Its bite is going to be +5. I have pack tactics with it, so I get advantage. There's 1. Well, neither one of those are going to do it. And that'll be it for the turn.
Well, where would you like the hound at?
It's just right here in front of Mitros
Got it.
as well.
Like savages turning on each other, trying to gather strength as a whole for the individual prowess that you do not accept.
Mitros is going to turn and look to you, Biddy.
I've had moments to savor your words. Your lament. Savory. I think I'll save you for last.
He's gonna look over towards Renwick. And he's going to extend his hand, and a pseudopod that goes over and slams into your chest.
That'll hit. Poison. And half the necrotic, so 28.
You are protected from force?
No. So I took 28 total because of immune to poison and half on necrotic.
You are unconscious.
I am?
Ah.
Why?
You'd taken damage before today.
Yeah, I should have 5 HP left.
Are you manually entering in damage?
Mm-hmm.
I was too. I
Okay,
put myself down to 9.
got you. Once on Foundry, I just run through the damage queue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, then I probably took double damage.
Yeah, I definitely did earlier too.
Sorry, I was not aware that we weren't still doing that.
All right. Let's go back here,
So
since
mine
I can
was
still
9
catch
before
this. Need to add on 14. $17 more HP to you, Renwick.
Okay.
That last one got you bad. Nelson, you're still going to be unconscious.
Okay.
It's way over the threshold.
I was at, I think after the numbers you said I was at 9, and then I was like, and then you were like, you're unconscious, and I was like, oh, I thought I was at 9. But we're good.
Mitros is extend his other hand as the symbiosis begins to split into small air-like bubbles that sprays out almost like spores.
Oh, fuck.
Constitution save DC 19.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Can I spend an advantage card on a save? Or is that just on attacks?
You sure can.
Is this
also-
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go for it.
This is not magical or spell effect, right?
Biological.
Okay, cool.
And I can only spend 1 card per turn, correct?
It's one of each card per session long rest.
Ah, okay, gotcha. So I can play an advantage, and if I needed it, an inspo afterwards. on the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yep. I am going to go ahead and do that, so... There's an advantage card. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Cool.
Biddy, we'll need a save from you.
What was it?
It is a DC 19. You can literally just click the little Constitution button if you select your character.
Saving throw. Um. What's the card that lets you reroll a saving throw?
Indomitable.
Indomitable. Where is that? Haha, I have one. I'm gonna play that. Oh, come off it.
Ooh, everyone is making, except for Brom, is making that with a +2, by the way, because we're all in Reggie's aura.
Okay, so that's a 14. So then let's do.
Just a note, Renwick, you will not receive the +2 since you are currently hostile towards Reggie.
That's cool. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like a 90s indie band, hostile towards Reggie.
Said 19?
Yes, 19 is the save.
Okay, then I save at a 20.
All right, so you rolled a 12, then you got yourself a 4, got to 16, then the 2.
Reggie's aura is different from Toff's, it's only a +2, not a +4.
So you're just gonna miss it with an 18.
Ugh.
If you succeeded, you will take half damage. So it'll be 7 points or 3 points of necrotic. That'll be halved again for Mr. Renwick. So that'll only be 1 point of necrotic for you at all.
Sick. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. So,
Yeah, I did.
How much is it for half, you said?
I got it. Don't worry.
Here, since you guys are in the groove of doing it, I'm gonna let you guys do it. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys.
So sorry.
I'm gonna let you guys handle your damage. Okay,
Reflex.
That's alright.
it's okay.
Pilot, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just get in the back of the saddle again. It's fine. We got easy buttons now, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only person who failed was Biddy.
I got a 20.
You got an 18.
No, I got a 12 plus 4 for the aura. Right?
Toff is not alive
Reggie's
anymore,
aura's-
so he doesn't have the aura.
Gotcha. Never mind then. Okay, yeah.
So it's just 18.
That was
Sorry.
18 total.
DC is 19. You see those spores latch onto your body. You will take the full damage.
How much was that?
7 necrotic and 11 poison.
How the heck do I change these hit points in Foundry?
He's doing it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
He's not letting me.
Yeah, we're totally in the habit of managing
Oh
our
my
health.
gosh, I know we are.
Get your own
Yeah.
character sheet. So so I'm gonna teach you how to do it on Foundry. Okay. So what you do is you select your token,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go over to the chat log, and you can see there's a set of buttons here. The first one you hover over it says apply full damage. Then there's half damage and quarter damage.
Oh.
And then you can just go line item down the list of separated damages.
That's so interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tight.
I just right click and type minus whatever.
I just do it on the sheet itself.
All right, we're gonna mark you. All right. End of young Mitros' turn. Is she gone, Biddy? Is she gone?
Biddy, staring down Mitros, but hearing Brom, turns to Brom. Yes, he's gone.
Fuck! Brom will cast Mass Cure Wounds. Fifth level. Let's roll to see if I can crit. Come on, baby.
One day it will happen.
Oh, healing templates. Let's go. I love it.
There we go.
Man. This feels like, so when I bought the house that I live in, it didn't have a microwave, and we were just like, let's all live without a microwave. No big whoop. Like, a lot of people do it. It's not that big a deal. And then 3 years later, we got a microwave, and that's how this feels. Like, oh my God, this is awesome! You know what I mean?
We get it now.
27 points of healing back to everyone. Healing is on the left-hand side. Let's fucking go. Much needed healing. Nelson. Back to consciousness.
Totally like vampire corpse, like
Undertaker out of the thing. It just sits up.
yeah. Yes.
Brom is going to throw his shield and increase your AC, Biddy. I will mark it right now. Your 18 is going to go to a 20.
Oof.
Actually, no, I got a +3 shield now, so it goes to 21.
How
As
much
the
do I
shield
get?
comes to her, she just turns and like whiplash turns back to you. Thank you!
He's going to look at young Mitros like Crispin Glover. You got to get your damn hands off her. That is it. Ah.
We haven't talked to Helm in a while.
Hey, bud. You take calls from the Shadowfell. I know the reception's probably real bad, but like, you know.
I'm gonna step up and I'm going to fucking spread my frankincense and myrrh. I'm gonna drop the censer.
What is that?
Bonus healing. Hey.
I believe this gets how many people around me? Cloud of incense out for 10 feet radius. So it's just me and Just me and Biddy. At the moment. 9 more points of healing. Symbiote Goblin next to Zanryn.
Am I out of range of that? Does that hits me too?
Negative. It's only 10 feet around me. Ooh. Do remember with my Warhammer, if you are next to Brom, you crit on 19. So Biddy's the only one that's in that range at the moment. They're gonna extend their short sword out and attack you, Zanryn. 17.
That will actually just meet AC. You know what? No, we're not gonna do this. Reaction shield. Yeah, I'm gonna reaction shield on that. So AC is pumped up to 22. For the rest of the round.
22. All right, they will, instead of going invisible, they will take a second swipe at you. That will not hit. They will be exposed and stay there. Taffy machine. It expunges the rest of that symbiote over the ground. It is now in between all of your feet in a 20-foot radius. But it has nothing left to give. It is destroyed. Reggie's turn. Wisdom saving throw. Disadvantage.
Just whose side are you on? Get off of me! Get off of me!
Renwick is still just giant jaw hanging open with blood dripping out of it after he Eldritch blasts young Mitros, just laser focused on him.
Reginald will attack Reggie.
Go for it.
Reckless. 25 to hit.
Regless.
He will add a divine smite.
Cool.
Reggie, so sensy.
Sensitive Sally.
So sensy defensy.
On the plus side,
It was bite him or
Reggie
bite Biddy,
damage,
one of the two.
9 points
I
of
also-
radiant damage.
Found divine smite.
What's the total?
It's parsed out for you. Just
All of that's in effect right now? 16,
Yeah.
22, 24, 33. Yeah, got it. Okay, cool.
On the plus side, for a Reggie hit, that's not so bad. Like, it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, that's a sensitive Sally hit. Stop it.
Once he hits Renwick will be. I was only doing what's necessary.
do you still have your jaw unhinged?
I mean, not after I talk to him. Have to be.
I'm gonna deal with you after the rest of them are dead.
And Reggie's gonna spin back around and he's going to swing at Mitros. Reckless. Reggie will crit.
Yes! Deliver us from evil, Reggie!
More, Reggie, more.
You didn't tone him back when you redid everything, did you? Or is he still drunk RoBear? Reggie?
He's still Reggie. There's nothing.
Oh, Reggie, for thine is the kick-ass, the power, and the glory.
Oh, let's fucking go, Reggie.
Nice.
27 points on slashing that will all apply. 9 points of radiant. 12 force. Another 9 radiant from improved divine smite. 2 points of damage from his rage. He will send his maximum spell slot. 3rd level. 3d8s of radiant damage, which will be 32. As he hits Mitros so hard that he splits down to his rib cage.
That didn't feel very good.
Reggie will take his 3rd and final reckless swing. Oof. 26 will hit. He will do another 2nd level divine smite. Slashing is halved because it's not a crit, so it's back down to 9. Radiant full applies at 7. Forceful applies at 1. Improved divine smite for the full 3. Rage is a full 2. And the full 16. End of Reggie's turn. Zanryn, it is your turn.
So, in the background, as that goblin moves to make that strike, it strikes at a stationary Zanryn and does not connect. The blade seems to catch on something invisible, completely impossible, as it seems. But to the rest of you, there is something you start noticing, which is the silence, which is eerie, and it feels almost a little oppressive. It feels like there's this static, slight ringing in your ears. And to most of you, this is very much not that perceptible over the din of battle. To Bitty, there is at least a greater connection and an understanding of what's happening. The silence is palpable. You've never seen this before because the one previous time this has happened, you had died to gnolls. At this moment in time, the only thing that you can feel is this cold, black rage. And it's something where it's similar to what you feel in your own heart. You know it for what it is. You know it for how ugly it is. But the strange thing is, it's like it's palpable. It's like you can see this aura of noise around Zanryn in total silence. There is nothing but the palpable sense of anger. And that is what directs everything from this moment on. Real quick. Bonus action. I am going to go ahead and appear behind Mitros with Misty Step. To around about here.
I will allow you, since you rolled a 19, and you are in Reginald's aura, I will allow you to apply that for a crit.
Oh shit, okay. As in a crit on movement?
No, I will allow you to take your first attack action as a crit.
Oh, okay. New plans, additions to plans. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swing with the good old Stormsickle Booming Blade for the combo on this. Oh my god, yeah, I wasn't planning for this particular bit. Okay. So there's the thing, we know it's a crit, so we'll do that. Should be all crits, thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to pass this out as I go. I wasn't expecting to roll a 19 on the thing. That was Okay.
Let's go. Maximum on the aura.
That shouldn't technically apply. I'm not within 10 feet of Reggie. Scratch that.
You were doing this fly through. Remember, it's a large creature, so you can't technically, if you're on the other side of it, it does. So I'm allowing this as this movement, this fly past.
Okay, all right. And then there is the sneak attack damage here. And so that gets critted as well. And then there is Booming Blade.
Look at this fucking receipt.
And when this is done, for context, I'm going to use an extra strike. You will have to clarify something on this, but let's pass out damage first.
All right. 13 points of slashing from Storm Sickle, 11 points of the lightning, 12 points of force from the Aura of the Dragon, 36 plus 17 on the sneak attack.
Gosh.
Oh boy.
Booming Blade, 29 points. Let's go.
What the heck?
Okay. And following up after that, I am going to spend an extra strike, if you will allow me to use Vame's Talon, aka the lightning net launcher in Zanryn's arm.
You're at disadvantage because you are directly in front, just like a bow.
Yeah, sure. We'll spend it. We'll give it a try. This is full send. This is powered by hate. So screw it. We will spend the thing. Technically, I feel like that's also something where it's going to be a bit weird because with this, we've ruled it according to my notes where Mitros makes a save on this. So I don't know how you want to pass that out. Maybe
they'll have advantage on the save.
Okay, so that is a save against DC 18. It's Dex save.
Dex save coming in. All right, let's do this. One was there.
Now here's my real question. Reaction surge. I'm gonna play that card too. If you will allow me to silvery barbs to get the coin flip. To see whether he gets the 1 or whether he sticks with the 25. That's an if. That's all up to you.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we use a legendary action to throw one more dice out.
Okay. There is your silvery barbs. What do we think? Heads or tails?
No, it won't be heads or tails this time.
Oh, you're re-rolling it entirely. Okay.
I'm putting a third dice into play. There is now a nat 1, a 25, and a 27 on the board.
Oh.
Now you're going to roll a d4.
What do I need to land in order to do the thing?
1 is going to be the nat 1. 4 is a reroll.
Okay, let's roll that hard 1.
Caltrops for life. Best die 2023.
Oh, angry Zanny.
Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Ugh. So that is
RP shooting this net out at point blank range.
After that swipe has come down, taking it into Mitros' shoulder with the sickle, I'm just gonna sort of pull him back, and then with the other arm, it's literally going right to the back of his head, just trying to encase him from above. And all of this is completely silent. There is nothing but rage in Zanryn's eyes. There are no words, there's no smart talk, there's nothing. It's just silence and seething, and that's it. Okay, so normally this is 3d8 lightning damage for the damage. Is that, because they nat 1, is that max or is that double?
Maximum damage.
Okay, so that's 24 damage. I can roll that in dice if you want. So that you can just hit, apply, whatever. I don't know.
What was it again?
It's technically 3d8s, but maxed out will be 24.
24 points. 24 points. As you see, he hit the net and it absorbs. And you can see it shift into his body where it drops almost to his core. And then you send him, you break him apart into 8 different pieces. The net drops to the ground.
Oof.
And so does Mitros as he is unincorporated from the net. He is now bloodied.
I'm not sure if this does anything as well, but there are other conditions. They cannot take reactions. And they will also be restrained, meaning that attacks against Mitros
cannot be restrained.
Okay.
Your bonus points on this, he can't be netted at all. The nat 1 is the only reason you get the bonus. It goes into him. He is unincorporated. He will have to make a constitution save to reincorporate.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Standing there above everything, still silent. Nothing else has his focus at this point in time. There is literally nothing going on. If someone tries to talk to him, interesting things may happen, but at this moment in time, it's just silence. And that's end turn.
Biddy, it is your turn.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Seeing all of this and feeling the energy that just zipped across this playfield and just staring at you. And Biddy does try to break through. Zanryn, are you okay? Hello?
You hear no response.
Seeing you absolutely just dig into this guy, she'll kind of take the silence as your response of, that's right, we need to stay angry. As she picks up her love's embrace and swings at Mitros.
Mitros is unincorporated.
Oh, that's right. How technically far away is that symbiote goblin from me?
5, 10, it's 15 feet away.
Just want to make sure I stay close to Brom. Does the shield go with me?
Shield goes with you.
Okay, cool. Sweet. She's gonna move over to this goblin then and swing at that.
Let's go. Let's see those 19s, 20s.
Please?
Time for a little prayer.
Oh, I was on the 20s. I can have it.
So close.
Okay, 25. 22 slashing, 1 fire damage. I'm technically no longer in Reginald's aura, right?
Nope, you still got it.
Oh, do I? Oh,
As long as you are on the other side of that square, I give that aura.
Beautiful. All right, 5 for the aura. And Biddy's feeling like secondhand anger on top of her anger just from Zanryn. As she pulls back to swing again, really thinking of Toff. wanting to do right by him. It is 21 slashing, 3 fire. With, oh, come on, Aura. You can, there you go. With 6. Aura the dragon.
Yes.
She's gonna do that one more time. Oh, the tease. 21 slashing, 3 damage for fire. And then
Hot average damage. Let's go.
4.
Let's go.
That goblin is bloodied.
Beautiful. I don't think there's anything else. No. Actually. Where's my Echo? Because I know she's not on the board right now, but she's technically out.
I can.
Aha! There you go. She's right there the whole time. All right, I'm going to unleash Incarnation so that we can make another additional attack through her.
Yes.
I'll just roll it on my side, but this will be ice or cold damage. Cool. Another one.
Damn.
Okay. All right. And that is nice. 18 slashing, 6 cold. She's not in the aura. Does she count, or is she a part of me with that?
Part of you. It counts.
Sweet. Right, it's a 1 on top of that. And that will end her turn.
Let's go. Big damage on the symbiote. As it is hanging on for life, part of its body laying limp. I'm going to let you guys all refill their beverage, go use the restroom. We'll come back with that symbiote's turn up at the north.
No, we will not.
It's okay. It's gonna get a nat 1 and then fall over and eat shit. It's fine.
You guys
That's
are
what
going
goes
ham
on,
on
sure.
cards over here. The wall of
Yeah.
cards.
There may or may not have
I've
been
never
the
had so
point.
many DMs in my life.
Yeah.
That's so popular.
Hey, Byf, how much smoother is the server running for you than normal?
Oh, much smoother. I actually just DM'd Feisty about it because he was showing me some data on it, and yeah, it's a whole lot smoother.
Yes!
Aside from anything else, I'm pretty sure if I refresh this now, it won't take an eternity to load back in the scene. So that's nice. Yeah, everything is smooth.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, greatly appreciate that, even though that is most definitely not the intent. But yeah. Also, thank you for letting me pull off bullshit, because, yeah, no, bullshit.
Well, if you
It
do
was
an RP
successful.
roll, I generally be like, hey, let's use it. If you hit a 20 during an RP roll, I'm like, okay, that would have been your something.
Attack or something.
So, hey, I don't want the character to be penalized for doing cool things with RP dice. It's how I see it.
I mean, let's put it this way. If I'd rolled a 1 on that, it definitely would have been bad consequences. Like, there were going to be things that went down if I rolled a 1 on that thing. So, glad I did not do that. But yeah, very, very...
How about Renwick talking his way out of getting critted by Reggie?
This could have been really
That was
bad.
great.
And I wouldn't have
That's
been
the
there
only
to stop
time
it
we've ever
either.
done the most damage. The only time.
I know. This is the longest combat we've had in a while.
Indeed. I'll be right back.
Combat's really the mental state we're in.
Big facts. Hey, Captain, thanks for the support. Appreciate you, bud.
Oh yeah, somebody was pointing out subs and cheers are not applying to our bonus right now, correct? I think I saw a mod say that.
Yes, subs, no, they are. They're in there.
Oh.
You guys just need to go down and look at its sub length that adds on to it. So it's in my about section. Shows you how it's getting calculated. If you think your role isn't applying, you need to make sure you're logged into Streamloots.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm looking out there. I'm seeing the numbers. I see 7, 6s. Nuke thy cookies. Yes. I like how I can see where the cards have been redeemed now just by looking up at the let's go.
I like this new card system. This is good.
We tried to get it directly into the hand. And someday there may be a WebSocket ability to be able to do that, but we got as close as we could get.
No, that's great. I propose that all the cards that were lost be summed up and divided by 4, and we get extra cards of that amount. Just because the good supporters of this stream paid for them. Oh man, that was a great. I didn't have no divine inspo.
I'm excited to finally get fully used to this new setup because it's really convenient. Just familiarizing.
Getting back in the saddle again, yo.
Yeah. And the setup also works for Pathfinder?
What's that?
This kind of setup also works for Pathfinder?
Yes, it's actually better in Pathfinder. The character sheet is so good. It also shows you, it does a really good job of breaking the receipt down of everything. Like, oh, hey, this person no longer, their AC is 16 now because they have this on, and this, it breaks everything kind of down. So you're like, oh, okay, is this working? Auras too. All the auras work just by placing your token within the radius of the character. Oh, that in itself is worth it.
Sorry about that, by the way. Dropped for a moment.
All right. Goblin to the north time. Going in on Nelson.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Wait, how do my reactions work?
Why is this on Nelson?
We don't when a nat 20 gets rolled.
Yeah, nat 20 can't be reacted against.
I fire
Jesus.
Overwatch.
Wow. Whoa. Good god.
Nelson is at 27 of 106.
Warcaster doesn't let me kill him, right? Or like do an action as he moves in. No, it's only when they move away, right? Yeah, damn. Okay.
Can I see Nelson?
You guys, there's nothing you can do. This is a nat 20. I'll just let you know.
Right.
I'm going to calculate this to the side. 20 plus 12 plus 24
I think you're good.
plus 15 plus 18
No,
minus 12 because of your resistance to necrotic. $77 minus 27 hit points.
It's 50 extra, so
50.
it's not enough.
You are not permitted by 3 hit points.
By 3.
Fucking hell. Good God.
Or 1.5, really. No, 3, you're right.
3, yeah, 3. What are we doing this?
As you go unconscious again, Nelson.
I'm panicking again. Don't do this.
Oh God.
They're going to move up to the side to where your echo is at, and they are going to swing again their second time instead of disincorporating. Your echo will fade. Death saving throw. Nelson, same rules apply. You'll have your turn the minute that you either come back to consciousness or are healed.
Oh my God.
Where are they here? Hit points.
You can just roll a d20.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a button.
One failure.
Where do I mark it?
The
on
death
your
saves are underneath resource 3.
Are you allowed to lucky death saves?
Oh yeah, you can lucky anything in the game that's
I'm
not
lucky
a
at
nat
that for
1 or
sure.
not a 20.
Oh, I don't think I have one. Rip.
Uh,
Oh, I do have one. I do.
we go. Fingers crossed.
I mean, the only way that you get up is on the nat 20 this turn, or on this roll. It's 3 death saves and you're dead. Just a reminder.
Does this count as 2, or is this is a reroll because I'm playing a lucky?
This is a reroll.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just letting you know that you have more than this roll.
Oh, I know. But there's no
You
reason
will.
to not. It's 4 now or 4 later. So I'd rather front load than.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
First success.
Worth.
It's also big because like, getting hit is 2 death saving throws, so you bought yourself a little time.
Renwick, I need a perception with disadvantage.
Perception disadvantage. Hold on.
No.
7.
Vampires should be very perceptive.
Sorry to jump in, by the way, RoBear, real quick. I forgot something. On my silvery barbs, I'm supposed to give someone advantage. I'm not going to hand it over to Renwick because this is already passed out, but can I throw that over to Biddy? For whenever the thing's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Nat 20.
Jesus.
What?
Oh my God. I mean...
This is
aside-
wrong.
Immune and resistant to some of that?
He said we were in danger.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back to the calculator again.
This is on me, right?
Yep. Necrotic
And is
damage
it-
will be halved, so it's going to be 15 instead of 30. Will be 18. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's going to be 20. Necrotic is 28. So that's 14. The 30 applies, that's piercing. Then the poison
Immune.
is immune. The form is not concentration. by the way. Isn't that correct? That Tasha's form is not concentration?
No, it's concentration. I think. Hold on. Probably should have rolled for it. Tasha's over the guys. It is concentration. Yep, actually.
Let's go. Mud still has the 20 when he needs it, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit. 44 points of damage. Your total HP is 132, so you just go unconscious.
44 was the total? Yeah, okay. I don't know if I use this. Is this on my turn or is this after my turn? Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Strength of the grave.
Oh yeah.
I can make a charisma save, although I think I have to beat the damage. We talked about this that one time. Remember? What do we say about it?
I think we said spell attack so that you have a fighting chance.
Okay, because I have to beat a 44 basically.
Oh. Wait, do you though? Because
Well,
I have to beat the damage taken. The
Well, in
DC
this
is 5
case, it
plus
was a crit, so it should be ridiculous. It'll be a nat 20 situation for you in this case, but definitely we were like, use spell attack so you actually have a chance, you know?
All right. I mean, even with a nat 20, it's gonna have to be a nat 20.
oh, damn.
They
You wanna
will.
keep-
Do I have a luck? I don't. Never mind.
Take one of mine.
I'll say no. No nat 20, no. No 1 HP.
That symbiote will step over your body, Renwick, and it will go and reach down for Toff's body.
Don't you dare. Oh my god.
What?
As you see it raise up, the symbiosis that was on the ground levitating up and in to Toff's body. As you begin to see it twitch and form as it raises Toff as a thrall.
Oh, that's so not okay.
Toff will have half HP, 60 points. As now this dark necrotic bunny, just a white contrasting teeth of a smile, glances back as it reaches down and you can hear the chain of Osunder.
Let's see what Tiny can do.
It begins to spin and shoots Osunder across at you, Biddy.
God. Oh my fucking lord. Oh my fucking god.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
Goddamn.
11 slashing, 6 necrotic. And another 9 necrotic, so 15 total necrotic.
What's this? Ugh. Toys! Toys!
As you see the storm crown light up as that symbiote begins to lift up off the ground. As the crown of storms is active.
Oh my god. It's so brutal. It's like Cocaine Bear, but it's Toff. So not
Oh, I will use on that last hit on Osunder, that will be an unholy smite, which will be 8 more points of necrotic damage on you, Biddy. Mark a 3rd level spell slot off. Toff will go floating and begin with the storm crown conjuring a spell as you can see the lightning coalescing in their hands. We'll cast a 3rd level lightning bolt. This will get everybody in a row here. This will be Zanryn, Brom, and Biddy. Save DC on the crown. DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Gulp.
17.
Zanryn saves. Biddy saves. Brom doesn't have his shield.
Oh no.
I have to roll dex. Let's just chalk this up as L. Ah! Brom, my boy! Brom, my boy!
Alfred, look at him go.
He doesn't do it naturally. He goes to grab his shield to brace himself, and he just does an awkward enough moment to where he's able to dodge this and take no damage. 8d6 of lightning damage, which will be halved.
I have evasion on dex save, so I will take no damage from this. That is not a reaction.
$29 points of lightning damage halved. Be 14 points for you, Biddy. End of Toff Thrall's turn. Renwick, death saving throw.
Damn.
First
Can I use
failure.
Saving throws?
No.
Okay.
Unincorporated form of Mitros. What is what's your spell save DC, Zanryn?
18.
18. All right. Constitution save. for Mitros.
God damn.
Nice try.
Will take his entire turn to reincorporate, though.
I see we have new friends. It's not looking good out there! You better all send your worst!
Brom's gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds. I will do this at the 5th level. No, I don't have 5th level slots left. 6th level. See if I crit.
Damn.
Ooh.
35 points back for everybody. Nelson, you're able to take 1 piece of action. Then Renwick, you're able to take 1 piece of action. You have 2 points of exhaustion on you now.
And we're at 16.
I have 2 points, or he has 2 points?
He has 2 points, you have 1.
Okay.
Do I see any corpses? A boot? Did those skeletons leave bones when they crumbled?
Bone, yeah, bone's still there.
Cool. I would love to animate them.
And
Like,
I
I
love
just-
that for us.
I would just love it.
Where would you like them to fire their volleys to?
We are going to be casting this at level 4 again. Is it every 3 levels or only every 2 that I get an extra boy?
You get an extra 2 for every 1 level above you cast it.
So if I cast it at level 6, I'll get 3 boys on top of the 3.
No, you will get 6 boys on top. Oh, I mean, you'll get a total of 7 if you're casting it at 6th.
We're doing it. All the boys. And once again, they will be the. I'm going to, by the way, retreat behind them and let them do their archer line stuff.
I see Nelson. Normally, this 9-foot tall burb is slinking behind the skeletal army.
Well, I mean, none of his magic worked. One of his friends just died. He's like not in the best head state. So yeah, he's definitely like slinking away, bloodied, behind his amazing archer-like minions.
Jesus
All right.
Christ, that's a lot of people as well.
Doing them in
need
groups
one
of 2
more.
again. Who would you like them to fire on?
7 total? 7 total.
It's supposed to be 7.
Okay, 7. Sorry. Sorry, necromath nerds. Give me a fucking break here.
Oh yeah, counting is 7. So rough. TI 85 for that one, RoBear.
How fucking dare you?
How dare How do you
You
dare
just rolled
reanimate
a
Toff's
child
body?
against us. You're a monster.
Things I have to do to top cutting off Paul's head. All right. First symbiote goblin right here.
Oh yeah,
All
ring
right.
of fire.
First group. Skeletons really need pack tactics.
Why can you only do 2 at a
Why do
time?
they not have pack tactics?
I'm doing
There's no
2 at a
sense.
time for the sake of brevity.
Oh, why not do 3 at a time then?
Why not do 7 at a time?
Yeah.
Let's just calm the fuck down, everybody, shall we?
7 is way too big of a number. It's
That's
the
way
second
too
time he said it was big.
Here we go. Boom.
Won't be
20
unreasonable.
points of damage on the first grouping. 16 will miss. Do you want to use inspiration?
Oh wait, these I gotta roll the damage for. My bad. Or do I not?
Nope.
The other
You
two.
don't need to.
Yeah, let's inspire them, shall we? D10.
All right. Don't even need to roll it. All you got to do is have one. That'll succeed. 16 points of piercing damage. Oh, got the full 10 as well.
Yeah, I was going for, I don't know. That's cool.
Third volley of skeletons. Will hit with a 19. That +5 is what fucking changes the game, man. Another 18 points. Last skeleton shot. Will hit.
Yeah.
They will do max damage.
I love these skellies. Let's go.
Ooh. That thing is busted up, bloodied, barely able to hold its form as Nelson blots out the sun. Renwick.
As Renwick kind of fades into the black before he's revived, he's gonna in his mind's eye, with all this carnage, recall the a night as the lightning flashes through the windows of a home, as he stoops down over the dead bodies of a woman and a child, and as he holds the child in his arms, pulling a wooden spear out of its chest. Is a family killed by a group of hunters following him for years. The next weeks become a blur as he chases down these hunters one by one, killing their entire family, ripping them apart limb from limb, scattering their blood everywhere, until he finds himself saving the head of the family, the leader, for last. And as he approaches this leader, rather than killing him, like earlier with Reggie, imperceptibly fast appearing behind him, biting him on the neck, and then forcing his own blood into the mouth of that individual, and then standing back and waiting for this individual to become a vampire. And as he stands there at the end of the transformation, he looks at the man in the eyes, and pulling out a shard of that spear from his coat. "Well, if you hate my kind so much, here you go." Throwing the shard of the spear at his feet and walking out into the rain. As he wakes up here on the battlefield with his eyes glowing red still, even though his transformation's gone, he's going to stand up, and with every ounce of pain and sorrow in his body, he's going to look over at these two symbiotes, and I'm going to twin spell power word pain as he just whispers, "Suffer." They need to both make a con save.
Is that against Mitros, by the way?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
These two, I'm twin spelling in against those two.
All right, first one.
Trying to find the spell for it, but I can't find it on my list here. That'll fail.
Oh,
Damn.
Succeeds. There we go.
Yeah, it
I
should
found
be.
it. Sorry.
It's your
22. So they the one that fails is going to have disadvantage on attacks, saving throws, and all that stuff if they're under 100 HP.
Oh yeah. Disadvantage on this Goblino. I will mark them. Any other effects other than full disadvantage?
Let me read it again. I don't think so. I think it's just full disadvantage. They have to make a con save at the end of every turn. And its speed is no higher than 10 feet. Disadvantage on attack rolls, ability check, saving throw, other than Constitution saves. If it tries to cast a spell, it has to first succeed a con save, or it has no effect.
Gotcha.
That's it.
As you can see it just wreathing as it's trying to move, but it's struggling just to exist in its own space. Back to Brom's turn. Perception check. He's gonna look over. Actually, insight. $16. He's looking over at your demeanor, Biddy. What does Brom see with a 16?
Absolute terror on Biddy's face. She's confused. She's terrified, seeing what's happening to her friends around her, up and down and up and down, and feeling the hate that she's feeling from Zanryn, who she can't break through to, and she feels like she's losing control of the situation even more than she already has. So he just sees terror on her face.
Brom goes to reach for his sensor again. I think we're gonna need more than our strength to walk again another day. And he's gonna stare across over at that iron gauntlet that's clenched on the shield, currently blocking these bits and pieces of Symbios from trying to latch further on to Biddy's body. And we need your help. And we need it now. As I will use my innate divine intervention.
Oh boy, here we go.
26 consecutive numbers. $75 to $100.
Oh boy.
I'm sticking to it. Helm. I don't know if you can hear me here. We're in a far and lost place. One that's lost its sight, its love for others. And we can feel the darkness around us. Punch harder than ever before. Raise up. Deliver us from this evil. Let us live another day. We need you. We need the protector. 1d100 roll. 75 to 100.
Oh my god.
Wowsies.
Never fails, dude.
Oh, dang. Baby's gonna freak.
Give me that man.
Angel baby return.
I will wash his feet. I'll do anything. What is he like for dinner? I'll make it.
His feet.
Please just save us. And maybe take me on a date. Where to Carnival?
As the light from the mark on Brom's shield extends out, you see the light lift and peel the symbiosis from off of your skin, Biddy, as it drops down and coalesces back down into the rest of the mass. Fighting off as this goblin is festering over you, the fear setting in that you may not walk away from this place. A light brighter than anything you've seen, brighter than the times that you fought the gnolls, brighter that's gone off than you were on the meteorite itself. A hand rests on your shoulder. And you turn and you look. It's not the angel that you've seen before. This time, it's your sister. 12 feet tall. Wings furled out in a 15-foot wingspan. Her mace and shield in angelic form. As she looks down, and the gold opaqueness from her eyes fades till you can see the actual color of her eyes. And you can see that single human tear that rolls down her cheek as it drops onto the mace and ignites in holy radiance. She stands back behind you. You will control the plantar form of Betty.
What? Oh my gosh.
Your
How would
sister
that
is an
work?
angel.
Yeah, she is. Feeling this, and anybody who would look Biddy's way could just see absolute gobsmack look on her face. It's not at all what she expected, but it's who she needed to push her forward, to encourage her, to remind her that she didn't do wrong. She did her best. And it's time to continue, to keep trying her best, so we can get out of here, so we can live on for Toff.
Who would you like her to attack first?
What is her range?
10 feet.
Okay. I would like her to attack attack the one directly above her. The one that's bloodied the most. And as Biddy just looks up at this large form of her sister, without even needing to speak, she just feels that connection, even though it's not actually her sister. And just looks over at that symbiote, nods her head, as if she knows what to do.
$21 will hit.
Oh, good God.
17 points. 24 radiant. First goblin symbiote shatters. Drops to the ground. DTD.
Oh my gosh.
Multi-attack. Where would you like the next swing of Betty's mace to be?
Right in front of me. The other one. To the, yeah, up there. Can I pop an inspo on that?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna drop. What's their AC?
17, so it will auto hit.
Oh, awesome. Then we'll just do it with the 1d6 that I have.
19 and 25 as the other goblin will crash to the ground. DTD.
Oh my gosh. As Biddy just has that connection with her sister, and watching her go up and completely annihilate the one in front of her, Biddy kind of steps back a little bit and just lets it crash, and giving like the nod of like that one too, as her sister goes up and absolutely pulls through the torso of this thing, and then ripping out that mace, and there's just jelly from this body going everywhere, and Biddy's once again dodging it, like trying to dodge raindrops at this point. But having like that fun, playful nature with her sister again, as if they're picking on one of the neighbor boys. Oh my gosh. That's right, Toff.
No.
Reggie will run at the goblin to the west, swinging recklessly. He'll put another smite on. Swinging recklessly again.
Wait. Reggie
That's
is
a
within
crit.
10 feet. That's a crit.
18 is a crit.
Oh my God, Reggie. Clean it up.
There he is.
There's my boy.
Woo! Look at those anvils.
Oh, baby. That is a lot of damage.
Reggie's a mean man.
He will use his last 3rd level spell slot. Ooh. 24, 44. That is a DTD.
My boy.
He will take that 3rd swing up and over the top towards Mitros. Runs out of steam. as he misses.
Inspo? Is that from Zanryn?
He's not going to use it. He's just exhausted.
Okay.
Zanryn, it is your turn.
The angelic presence that has suddenly entered the field is absolutely something that is overwhelming, and that pushes down the psychic tether. For certain, there is a chance of something breaking through. But the hate is still strong, and it's still there. Silence is still emanating. It's still constantly on the surround. Zanryn does not react in any way. Even though there is a calming presence, around him there is still that swirling tempest of psychic energy. And so he's just going to continue doing what he's doing. And he's going to keep swinging. So that'll be 2 swings with a sickle. Booming blade, by the way. I will go ahead and declare that on whichever one ends up hitting. I will inspo this first one too. Because I have all of my stuff, I believe. Alright, well, that first one does not hit. Second swing. I presume a 27 does hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, rolling damage on that, and then we have Roar of the Dragon. Sneak attack. Booming blade. All the numbers. Still locked in with Mitros at this point. Having glanced back at Toff in that moment of being raised up, it's still loud on a psychic level. And I think considering how close you are, Brom, you can hear that ringing in your ears. I think Reggie might just about be able to hear it too, considering that there is some kind of history and connection there. Loudest of all, paradoxically seeming by distance, it's Biddy still. There is still a whirlwind, still out there. It's like psychic screams just echoing around, and nothing seems like it's able to break through. And that is turn.
Biddy now feeling such a mixture of emotions on top of the mixture that it already was, but it's feeling lighter. She still senses Zanryn and his darkness and the pool. And she's gonna try to just reach out again. Zanryn, you have to snap out of it. You're gonna die.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. You still have the advantage I threw on there with from earlier with silvery bulbs. If you wanna throw it at me, you can totally do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Come on, Zanryn.
That will do it. Okay.
Come on, Toff is done. We can't lose more. Snap out of it.
At those words, everything just stops. Zanryn has seen all sorts of things filled with hate and has acted on instinct, and it takes you with those serious eyes, those bitty eyes of you need to refocus to really pull him back into the moment. Yes.
Zanryn? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. She's gonna nod her head toward the very giant sister. Meet my sister. And feeling like the darkness kind of lessen, and now it deteriorating and filling in with more of that light and that encouragement of like through this, Biddy's going to lift up her love's embrace and spin over to Mitros. You picked a wrong person to save for last. As she swings. Ooh. 34 to hit. 21 slashing, 5 fire. 2 for Aura of the Gem Dragon. And as this connects, she's just been sitting on it. And finally, feeling a bit stronger and as if she can trust her own strength, her own physical strength, her mental strength, and everything that has been going on around her. Her storm bracers just start to ignite in like an explosion through her blade as it shoots into Mitros. 15 lightning damage. And as that lightning connects, she'll swing again.
Describe his demise.
No way. With that connection of that lightning and watching it and feeling through her veins just the blood flowing, and from all of the coldness she had felt, from all the death that she's held in these arms, it's warm and it's igniting through her body and her brain, her nerves, her system feeling shocked as she makes sure to really dig so deep into his torso, pulling it out, muck going everywhere and all over anything that it can. You don't mess with family.
Family.
She watches him.
Family. I should
That's
find.
a good thing.
I should find my family.
And the symbiosis explodes. It scatters like water on top of a speaker, reverberating, and all that's left is the electricity that's flowing through this incorporeal body that's staring back at you.
Family.
And you see that incorporeal arc pull into the storm crown.
She immediately looks over at Toff. Is Toff unanimated now?
Oh no.
As you see the smile come across that face, larger than it was before.
Family. I should find my family.
And it goes straight up. Far into the sky, you see like a streak of lightning as it hits the shell of the Shadowfell realm in itself, as it carves a splinter like Zanryn's knife. The symbiote lifting up and out, raising up from this world, floating to the sky in reverse. Is every last bit of that darkness. You can see it peeling literally from the rest of the Alkin that are walking away. as this substance leaves this plane of existence. You can see your sister holding her mace up to the sky, trying to repair that seal at the same time as it collapses around, and there's just a jettison of thunder as this seal goes back into place. Zanryn. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
God.
21.
I'm next to crit hammer. Does that count? It's only on hits, right?
Your mind subdivides like a deck of cards. And you see the probabilities. And you see your people. And just like each card as it's flipped over into the face, you see you and your people, and you see the symbiotes on the other side, flipping each card over and over and over again. You don't know how many times you've done this now. But the card spreads like a kaleidoscope. And you realize that there is no cadre without Mitros. There is no planeswalking Zanryn without this moment. As you see the birth of psychic abilities in your own people, laid before your eyes of many probabilities over many worlds, there are many of Zanryns just like yourself that walk the same path. The words of family resonate with you as you realize that Mitros has now taken one of yours since you've taken one of his. Mitros's purpose and revenge sits on your mind as you took his family first.
Oh God.
Then, as your concentration fades from this moment, the overwhelming swirl of thoughts, like a network being restored to a skyscraper, you begin to hear the emergence of psychic consciousness from all of these Alkin. As that power begins to manifest unshackled by symbiosis. The rest of you see Zanryn frozen in thought.
Biddy just screams, seeing Toff taken like that. And it echoes.
with the connection and that scream pulling through Zanryn's mind, anything psychic in the area hears that too. Not just sonically, mentally.
While you all stare in disbelief that there is no body of your friends to put to rest. Only Toff's mother's skull remains cradled in Nelson's arms. The fragment that has created the defenses that saved you today. We've got to get out of here. We're not meant to be here. And I don't know what we've just unleashed. I don't know if we made it any better or worse. I don't care if that thing has his body or not. Our friend deserves to be at rest.
Biddy's gonna contact Zanryn psychically. How do we get out of here?
Same way we got in. But I don't know if I don't know if I have it in me right now. I can try, but
It's either that or we'll die. This doesn't look good for us to stay here.
yeah. Taking some certainty from the realization of the shuffling decks of probability and understanding that this moment was always going to happen, Zanryn draws a psychic blade. And he looks around, he looks to see everyone who's still left. He moves to a place where there is no symbiosis and begins to carve. Quietly, somewhat hurried. He doesn't say this verbally. He's saying it more to himself, Biddy, but you do hear this. If we were always meant to be here, if this was always going to happen, then whatever we choose to do next was meant to be fate as well. No more running. Was never meant to run. Plunges that knife through. And, I don't know if you want me to roll a D100 on that, RoBear, but I certainly will if you want me to. This would be another sort of location portal.
As you begin to lay your materials out, that angelic form of Biddy strides towards you and grasps you at your wrist and steadies your hand And you feel that reassurance. And you look up at a face that is familiar. You've seen so many times in the form of an echo. But now you see a face that stares back at you. And you can feel that sentience for the first time, that existence of a soul. And a familiar but different smile. As she guides your cut. And you feel a reassurance over the doubts of the existence of your family line and where they are now. For a brief moment, in all the chaos and the information that's run through, you understand that the tools and what was done here today is what helps your family survive for generations. That in the end, being a piece of the puzzle for so much greater good of what your family and what your people are known for. It at least partially casts away the doubt that this was a mistake at all. And that it was meant to be. And just as that thought fades, a scar in the opening in the fabric of time splits once again. An opening is made. Betty gives you a nod and walks back to her sister.
Before she can reach, Zanryn psychically reaches out to Betty. Thank you. Given the wings and your appearance, I'm sure you already know this. My wish was going to be that Biddy got you back. I guess Toff didn't steal that one after all.
And it's
Take
not
care of each other.
And it's not a voice that you hear, it's a feeling. A feeling that comes in the form of a response. And you hear it in your own consciousness. That I never left. Walking back, slowly coming back down to humanoid form in front of you, Biddy. Her shield and her mace dropping down to the sides. And as it was the last time that you had fleeting moments inside the Amethyst Dragon's cave, her angelic hand this time brushes away a bit of your hair and leans her head forward, forehead to forehead, extending out in a long overdue hug.
Biddy, startled, absolutely startled, but just feeling this deep connection with the one who's been with her forever. She embraces her and hugs her and sobs into her after what just all happened. I couldn't save him. I couldn't save you. I'm so sorry, but I'm doing my best. Thank you for coming back. Even if it's just in small amounts. You keep me going. And she squeezes, feeling every bit of real Betty as she can before it leaves her again.
That warm embrace slowly fades.
She grips as it does through the entirety of it.
And you open up your eyes. And you can still feel as if you're leaning in on your sister. But you look, all that remains there is her shield. Suspended there in midair. This one now with wings that unfurl on either side of a large gauntlet gripping a mace. As it stays suspended like Brahm's shield snapping back over to his way. That shield of Betty's floats with you. And as you look into the ethereal towards your echo, you see Betty nod back at you with a similar shield in her hand. As you have the angelic projector for both you and your echo.
Betty just staring at this, almost in a feeling of guilt. That if she just had this, she could have helped Toff, and then quickly snapping out of that emotion and realizing what's the now and the people that are around her and the fact that her sister is helping her again to be brave the same way that Toff is teaching her to be brave. She just wraps her hands around the shield and feels all of its material, and looking at it and just whispering to it, I love you. Thank you.
Anyone else doing anything before they step through that portal?
Zanryn realizes everything that is going on does not simply extend to the people in front of him, that there is a psychic web now between all of the people who have been gifted. And he contemplates putting direction into that thread, and he realizes no matter what ends up happening, it is as it's meant to be. There's a little decision of agency that he decides to enact on this one, regardless of what it ends up doing. And so psychically, he projects outwards with a voice. Stay together. Become as family. Fight and die by each other's sides if you must. The cadre lives on. You live on. And after sending that out, he leaves it to fate.
as you all gather your things and walk through that portal. Scene opens up on the countryside, back outside of Waterdeep, roughly a day and a half later from coming back to the material plane. A gorgeous sunset over a pristine clear lake. Several artists gathered by the side, painting the scene. A large horseshoe of flowers, small trinkets and gifts, a small velvet pillow with that little rabbit skull laid across. As the rest of you stare out into a horizon, Brom, dressed in his finest robes, saying a few last words to a group of individuals that have all gathered out to pay their respects. And that's how I would like to remember my friend. Enjoying themselves in the curiosities of life. Let us enjoy this sunset and this feast one last time for our friend that taught us to seek out the fun in life. But most of all, as he looks over to Biddy, to be brave. To be very brave. As Brom closes his book, and begins to walk with the rest, Nelson's horde of skeletons dip down and ignite their fires and arrows by the pit. As one small FG is sent out to the middle of that very clear lake. And one last fire rolls out into the sunset. As everyone sits down for a meal of celebration. If anyone would like to add anything, they may do so.
Is this in the form of a eulogy? And is this a look at the future? Hello?
Oh, is this a question?
Yeah, it was a question. Sorry, I wasn't beginning of a speech. Yeah, is this a look into the future and what we're doing, and is this a eulogy kind of situation?
Yeah. This is just literally a day and a half after this is
Ah, okay. Gotcha. My apologies. Thought we were scrying into the future of what happened.
No, this is literal. We're time jump.
Okay.
As that camera pans out. Go for it.
Zanryn walks up and lays his thieves' tools down amongst the flowers and everything else. You more than earned them. Well done, Toff. And thank you.
Biddy would walk up behind you, placing a hand on your back, as she would plop down a couple raw potatoes that she had found. Now you have to make sure you stay fed, because it's the only way that you can go on. Just keep being the best god bunny there is.
Good nutrition.
Brave.
Nelson is sitting there by the fire, and you can see that he's kind of woven like an almost like macrame kind of hanging satchel for Toff's mother's skull that he's wearing like on his belt. And he hears hears Biddy offering food, to which he responds, "Well, Mom and I would like a serving."
What? You want a raw potato? I just didn't want to leave cooked ones here.
Oh, yes.
Nelson! Biddy walks off and goes to like wherever they have some of their food and puts together a plate of actual cooked food, but pocketing one raw potato. Brings it over. Please eat real food. And here's a potato. And then she looks down and bends, like keeping the plate above her and bending down. And here's a bug. There.
Oh, that's great. He takes the raw potato first and kind of like stabs a hole in it with his beak and puts the bug in there and then pops the whole thing in.
You are never change.
Delicious.
I don't know what kind of digestive system you have, my friend, but God, maybe that's why you can eat scorpions just like that. Oof.
Thank you for providing all the artwork, Renwick.
Yes, well, someone should get some use of it, I suppose.
Toff would love it.
I'm not sure Toff would sit still long enough to look at it.
No, probably pass by some colors and appreciate that for a quick moment, though. It's more than nobody.
Yes, well, I don't see the good in art today.
What do you have on your small little appetizer plate?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm definitely not eating people food.
What are on the smooze booze plates of a art gallery?
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, I'm gonna guess just fancy cheeses and meats. Just straight charcuterie, you know.
As one of your fancy servants passes by,
Meatballs with toothpicks in them, you know.
Reginald takes 5 of them in front of you to make sure that you see that he takes 5 of the meatballs off the tray.
I'm gonna make up for this.
Still slightly fuming from being bitten.
Yes, it wasn't my intention to cause you any serious harm, but should you wish to resolve the matter, I'll be here.
Just snorts, heads back towards the table. As the sun fades, we'll pick back up a week later. Be thinking of what you might have been doing. As the group meets back in the yawning portal next Thursday.
Level up?
Level up?
Level up.
I'm sorry, we killed young Mitros. I've got to freaking ask.
Yes, level up.
Thank goodness.
Oh my
You too.
gosh.
Oh, I tried to take you out of this world, and then my divine intervention brought you back into this world. What can I say?
We were so deed.
It was
we were in fucking trouble, my guys.
It was bad. It was getting bad. I was steadily rolling 20s. That was bad.
I was like, we're dead. That's it. Cool.
Yeah.
So about that sheep burning ceremony.
Beautiful scene,
You started
y'all.
bringing Toff back. I almost got up and walked up.
Yeah, dude,
I
that
had a
was
strong urge to be like, no, flip this table.
I can't wait to make Symbiote Bunny. Tiny's on a rampage.
I plan to be
Oh,
sick of those episodes.
I want you to know that I love you as a friend, RoBear, but you are the worst.
Been waiting to use that
brutal.
storm clown for a while. A long wait.
Oh man.
What a role play.
Yeah.
You guys were
I'm
phenomenal.
I'm riding the D&D high right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're alive.
Yeah, Jesus
You
Christ.
scared me. I was like, I can't do this again.
God.
I literally can't do this again.
You and Mud had some real fucking close ones there, my guy.
Woo! 3 points from Perma, baby! Woo!
Oh my god.
Yowza!
3 points.
Damn.
Dude, Tasha's is so good for that fight. Probably the best spell to have for that fight, period.
Good God.
Yeah, it's helpful. Getting immune to
God, you-
poison's great.
Thank God you nat 20'd that shit, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, so just for context, Sam, you get one more roll before the symbiosis infects you permanently. One more Constitution saving throw on your turn.
Dang.
It's a two-parter.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. So it would have been like, oh, God, no, now we permanently have infected Biddy.
You
I
don't
was
know.
waiting for something to happen.
Just thank God for that divine intervention, I suppose.
I will thank our God Bunny.
Yeah! Thank you
Toff
all.
started to- yeah,
Thanks for
missed
joining
y'all.
us.
That was great.
that was
Hell
really
yeah.
good.
Good to get back at the table again. And now you get to let yourself and your character breathe for a minute. I don't want you ever have to wait for death combat for a month and a half to have to go and resolve. Ever. I am so
Ever.
sorry that it happened for y'all, the audience, and everyone. But now we can take a big collective breath and come back and see how the world has changed or how the world is the same. We shall see.
Oh my god, everything's screwed. Bye.
We'll see you then. Everybody have a great weekend.